So I have to ask, first off, congratulations on this film, but
thank you.
Really, the script is so fantastic. I'm curious, from each of you, what was it that immediately made you want to be a part of the project?
It was so real. It is so rare that you read real scripts nowadays. Actually, oh yeah, it is very rare. That are like very human and affect you when you read it, and that was sort of. And it just reminded me of an authentic high school story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I love the character of Sutter, but obviously a script is only as good as it is as a whole.
Yeah.
So you can't just like your character like the things that you say. I love the relationship with him and Amy, and then I just love that it did go those places with the dad and this and that. And all the supporting characters are so great.
And James Ponsell has this fantastic way of just getting amazing performances out of his actors. And so I'm curious, what was the process working with him both before production and during production? Like, how collaborative was it?
So collaborative, but we really didn't have any rehearsal. We sort of met together, went over the script, was like, this feels real, this doesn't. Got to Georgia and started filming. But he's so collaborative. Like, I went to him and I was like, I don't see Amy wearing makeup, and I see her in Converse and plain t-shirts. And he was like, I so am with you. And he would go up and be like, hey, what do you feel about this, buddy? And we had such trust in each other that James would give us a note, and even if we didn't fully understand it, we had so much trust in him that we would do it and we could hear him and listen to him. And then also we could go up to James and be like, hey, what do you think about the scene maybe taking this turn? And he was able to hear us, and that doesn't happen
If
very
it didn't
often.
feel real to us, James could sense that, and he would say, just get rid of it. We don't have to do it. We kind of went beat by beat.
I want to be in every James
felt
Ponsell
false.
Was it from the beginning, or was it kind of an easing in process? Or?
I mean, we had like one rehearsal, or not even rehearsal. We went through the script and literally went beat by beat and talked about it and said, you know, if it didn't feel right, then he made a note and we probably didn't shoot it.
So?
But I think just throughout the process, yes, I know I felt like me, Shailene, and James were all working on this same thing together. It wasn't like anybody was trying to pull it in a certain way. Obviously, James is directing, and that's important. You need that person there. But he doesn't do it with a heavy hand. It's very just immersive, I would say.
And one of the complicated things about this, and especially the relationship between your characters, I'm curious about your feelings about Sutter's influence on Amy, because, I mean, in some ways, he opens her up to the world, he helps her come out of her shell. At the same time, this philosophy may not be the greatest idea for the future, so I'm curious just individually what you think about that influence.
I mean, I think he probably, in the end, changed her a little bit for the better. I also think he really, you know, kind of destroyed this girl's, you know, life for a little bit. And yeah, well, look, being able to watch the movie now, not so just like in your character, I could see that. I don't know if I wouldn't want her to take him back. I think that he could probably, when they see each other at the end, he could probably get a lunch with her and see how much he could, you know, work. But I think if he were to get her back, I don't know if he would know what to do with it.
Okay.
She's such my buddies were like, you ruined that poor girl's life, man. She was such a sweet girl.
No, I think it's important, I say this all the time, for teenagers to sort of lose themselves when they're younger in someone else. And I went through it, and had that not happened, I wouldn't have gone on a quest to figure out who I was and what I wanted in life. And so I think that this is sort of, you know, he was a catalyst. He introduced fun into Amy's life. She never had fun, and he introduced that. And even though that came with a lot of consequences, particularly drinking, I think that the lessons that she learned are sort of invaluable. They're so important. Invaluable is the wrong word, but they're so important. And so I think at the end she shouldn't take him back, because it's time for her to like introduce fun into her own life.
Which is a bummer, because she's so much hotter at the end there.
Because she's wearing some makeup.
No, because she's like found herself. She's like a woman.
Woman.
Woman.